So let's talk about LCX. This actually from LCX. LCX. Okay, so I want to talk about NFTs. We don't talk about NFTs enough on here. And NFTs, in my opinion, are going to be just, I think that this might be the year, maybe not 2023, but especially in 2024 will be the year of the NFTs. 2023, I mean, we're still in its infancy, but watch out when 2024 rolls around. I think you're going to see more and more NFTs with real utility. And LCX is trying to lead the way, trying to become the first blockchain bank, right? Monty wrote a book about blockchain banking. And if you don't know who Monty is, he's the CEO of LCX, right? So this from LCX, maximize the potential of your assets. NFTs have expanded beyond buying, selling, and trading. You can now also lend and borrow them. Well, that sounds like language that a bank would use. You see that? Lend and borrow are banking terms. Okay, learn, and this is the reason why they're highly regulated. Someone wrote in the comments, I guess their app is someone was unhappy with their app or something. A couple people mentioned it in the comments. I have not tried the LCX app. You guys let me know if you have. But remember, we're still early. Okay, so we want to learn more about this, right? And I have that tab open right here from the LCX website. And here it is. Market Insights, lending and borrowing NFTs. Okay, so these NFTs, you know them as non-fungible tokens, right? It's a thriving class. Well, I don't know how thriving they are. To me, I think we're in a stage right now where it's considered artwork. It's digital artwork. So the utility is now starting to come into fruition, or even not even that, but being conceptualized, thought about, and plans are being set forth from places like LCX, right? The LCX exchange. And the LCX token is going to be a beneficiary of the exchange doing well. They're trying to be a blockchain bank. This is the reason why, this is where I was coming back to. They're regulated highly. They have 8 licenses. And someone pointed out in the comments that, crypto.com has a license too. But what I'm saying is that this is something new, and they're already starting out proactively from a regulatory standpoint. All right, so the demand for financial products in the NFT industry stems from a major issue. While it is possible to sell crypto almost instantly, the NFT industry is considered illiquid. This is a good point. Everything needs to have a market, right? So no matter what your investments are. So, we have traditional investments, stocks and bonds and mutual funds. And, your grandmother, I don't know if is it considered investment still, a CD, certificate of deposit? Well, some people invest in artwork, for example, or some people, like me a long time ago, just for fun, it was a hobby of mine, would be into sports collectibles. So some people might be invested in, let's say, Mickey Mantle baseball cards. When you look at this, there has to be a market for it. How liquid is a 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle card? Now, it's worth a lot, right? Even if it's not in great condition, and it's worth more if it's graded, correct? But how easily are you able to sell it? So I would compare like sports collectibles, like baseball cards and football cards. That would be sort of like NFTs. There has to be a market for it. There has to be, people wanting to buy and sell them. So they're not quite as liquid as, let's say, like a stock or a bond or a mutual fund or a crypto, right? So I think you're going to start seeing more and more fractionalized NFTs where you don't have to buy the whole NFT. And maybe like, for example, a sports team could own one big NFT and all the players on the team perhaps would own a fraction of that. Or let's say instead of a Christmas bonus, your company gives you a fraction. No one's ever said this before because it just popped into my brain. Instead of getting a Christmas bonus, you're working in corporate America. And instead of getting your Christmas bonus, they give you a fraction of a corporate NFT. Everybody that works for the company gets a portion of this nice NFT. I don't know what it is. It's some kind of, cute dog, or I don't know, the picture of the CEO, some type of fraction of that NFT. That could happen in the future. Instead of getting a Christmas bonus, you get a piece of an NFT. How about that? Now, how liquid is it going to be? That's the key. It's got to be liquid, right? And right now, they're not so liquid. Okay, these issues explain why NFT lending has now emerged as the latest sector of digital finance. It solves the problem of NFTs having low liquidity and makes it easier for people to invest in the NFT economy by lowering the cost of doing so. All right, NFT 5. The intersection of DeFi and NFTs, also known as NFT Fi, is among the hottest areas in DeFi right now. The NFT lending and borrowing arena is currently one of the biggest sectors within this NFT Fi. Now, this is the first time I've heard this particular term, NFT Fi. I mean, I understand what it means, but I haven't heard it referred to as such. There are DeFi NFTs and NFT Fi. Okay, that's what these are. At the point where the two fields meet or intersect. So you got, the NFT world meaning the DeFi world, and they're calling it NFT Fi. All right. So that's going to be maybe a new hot buzzword in the NFT world. All right. So people first buy and trade NFTs, right? That's what the basic thing is. However, there are also NFT derivatives, NFT pricing, NFT infrastructure, and other projects. So to me, I hate to use this analogy, but NFTs is like a fun thing. I just picture a bunch of high school kids or college kids, making a bunch of pictures and selling it to each other. It's an immature type of space. I don't mean that in a negative sense. It's just a fun type of feeling thing. And then the LCX gets involved, and it has more of a corporate business feel where they're taking these, cute pictures, and they're giving real world utility behind them, right? This is just not only LCX, but some of these companies that moving into the space are looking to do this sort of thing. So that's when you're going to see, the title of your car, or maybe your driver's license, or, the deed to your house would be perhaps an NFT. Now, if you have, let's say, two people own a house, a husband and wife, or let's say children inherited a home. Say there's, 7 children, they could have that one NFT, and each child has a fraction of that NFT, which represents the deed to your home, for example. So, you could see how this could be used in estate planning. I mean, just throwing the stuff out there. All right, people first buy and trade NFTs. However, as I'm going to mention, I'm reading this again. There are also NFT derivatives, NFT pricing, NFT infrastructure, and other projects. People are exploring the frontiers of NFTs. So each of these sectors is growing quickly. But now here's where LCX comes in. Remember, LCX has, they're looking at everything from the lens of, they're trying to merge traditional banking, right? Traditional banking into the crypto world. So they're thinking and acting like a bank. This, what I'm reading here, sounds like a bank to me. All right. But NFT borrowing and lending, because they got borrowing and lending right in there. Protocols are the widest NFT Fi classification outside of marketplaces right now. Okay. The gist of this whole thing is that NFTs are illiquid, right? It's hard to buy and sell them. There's not, always a buyer waiting to buy your Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT, for example. So how would you like to take that expensive NFT and, be able to lend off of it? That's what we're talking about. You can use them as collateral. So, you might have the NFT to your, Bitcoin BMW, for example. I don't know if he's here. He might have an NFT that represents the title to his BMW. He might want to be able to, borrow off of that. All right. So you can now use your NFT as collateral to borrow tokens from another user. You can also use it the other way around, providing to lend tokens to NFT owners in exchange for their NFT before the loan period expires. Now, just stop for a minute and think about the future. You're going to be living in a future with digital assets, NFTs, perhaps websites could be, you could have a website, and the ownership of the website could be an NFT. So you're going to have a lot of different digital assets. Someone might have someone might have an online game. Someone might have a piece of digital artwork. Someone might have, so many different things that are going to be digital assets. So you're going to be looking to buy, sell, but also lend and borrow off of these digital assets. So they think this is, they're on the right path right here, because you're starting to see the NFT industry over the next couple years is going to start to mature, and it's going to move out of the artistic phase. Okay. I'm not trying to bash artists, and I'm not trying to do anything like that. I'm just saying that it started from an artistic standpoint, and it's going to move towards more and more utility. The NFT will be transmitted to the token's lender. Our smart contract executes this process in a permissionless and decentralized manner. Okay, so here are the 4 models. Now, make sure you guys pay attention because there's going to be a quiz afterwards. Not really, but pay attention anyway. Peer-to-peer NFT lending. The first type of NFT lending repeats the traditional concept of a lending marketplace by connecting lenders and borrowers. This is peer-to-peer. There's no third party. It's direct, person to person or company to company. Peer-to-protocol NFT lending. Peer-to-peer NFT lending marketplaces enable you to personalize loan terms, whereas peer-to-protocol NFT lending marketplaces enable you to directly borrow from the protocol. Okay, so perhaps borrowing from LCX. Non-fungible debt positions, okay? It adheres to a CDP, collateralized debt position. Are you down with CDP? Okay, maybe. Structure, which allows borrowers to withdraw stablecoins when collateralizing cryptocurrencies. NFT rentals. So now for the NFT rentals, before I even get into this could also be like in the gaming world. I don't know, like you have a sword or, you have some kind of a weaponry, some kind of an asset in the game and you want to lend it to other players, right? So that would be something like this. Maybe you have some kind of rare part of a game you want to rent it out. It mostly includes permissionless markets. Now, maybe like want to take it into a little bit more of the real world instead of the gaming world. Maybe you have, the deed to a beach house and you want to take that, or maybe it's a timeshare and you want to just take that and rent it out for a couple weeks. This would be an example of that. NFT rentals. It mostly includes permissionless markets where potential tenants and renters agree to varying conditions for NFTs. Well, they're already kind of, they're kind of pigeonholing it into, renters and tenants. So they're kind of using the traditional, almost like real estate renters and tenants, but they don't really mean that. They're talking about, from this conceptual standpoint, they're talking about renters and tenants and stuff like that. But I'm talking about being able to rent out any type of digital asset. So that's what they're really alluding to here. They didn't go into a lot of detail, but I'm adding more stuff in there for them. What are the benefits? This feature opens up a plethora. Have we ever said plethora on the show before? Of opportunities. Lending and borrowing enable you to address your liquidity problem without selling your NFT. So, perhaps you have a very expensive NFT. You have a CryptoPunk. Let's say you really like this CryptoPunk and you don't want to give it up, or that it's going to be more valuable in the future to borrow against it. You can indeed earn interest as a token lender by lending out tokens. In addition, the borrower is unable to pay back the loan. You will receive the NFT. Okay, so now it sounds like a pawn shop, right? You go to a pawn shop, you take your wife's diamond ring, which is not looking, and you drop it at the pawn shop. And then what happens? If you don't pay back the loan, they keep your wife's, engagement ring. All right. You could also consider this a feature that allows you to sell your NFT, but then return it at a slightly higher cost. Conclusion: do not limit your NFTs to trading, but explore all of your options available in the market, including the latest features of lending and borrowing. This can help you realize more financial gains from your existing assets and thus increase your market portfolio too. Now, I'm super excited and bullish on LCX. And full disclosure, I do not own one single LCX token, not one, but I do plan to get some in the future. So this is what's going on. And thank you to the LCX people for having this on their website. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have not yet subscribed, do yourself a favor and subscribe for more information on the ISO 222 compliant tokens, and hit the notification bell to make sure that you are aware of the new videos when they come up. Max and I cover these ISOs, and we also have a live show every single night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you tune in for that. You won't want to miss it. Thanks again, and we will see you on the next video.